Hello everybody, you've got questions, I've got answers. It's time for this week's Q&A. Today we're going to cover what happens if you miss your plane or your train. Something that has actually happened to me. So I've got first-hand experience on this one. Today we're going to be talking about what you should do if you miss your plane or train. Now before we get started, if this is your first time here, hi. I'm Gretchen, the Tipsy Travel Gal. I am a licensed esthetician and a travel agent, and it is my goal to eat, drink, and spa my way around the world. I'm going to be bringing you along with me so I can show you some interesting things, some delicious foods, and of course, tasty drinks. My hope is that will inspire you to travel, whether that be domestic or international. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're wondering how I got to be a licensed esthetician and a travel agent, I will be including my link to my GoFundMe page below. Again, if you got a couple extra dollars, I would truly appreciate it. Now let's get back to transportation issues because we are starting to see an increase in that. We've had a lot of flights intermittently canceled here and there, especially over the past month or so. But what happens if you're the one who misses your plane or your train? So number one is going to be the hardest thing that you're going to have to do in this whole process, and that is remain calm. Have you ever been someplace where a flight's been canceled and everybody's screaming at the gate agents? Yeah, trust me. A little bit of kindness goes a long way and will help you out in the long run. In fact, I always tell the story about the time I sassed somebody after my flight got canceled. I was really annoyed. I had to spend a nasty night in the airport. And the next morning when I made my way to the gate, I found out I was in a window seat instead of an aisle, and I was very unhappy. And it turns out she had sat me in first class. Of course, I very quickly changed my tune and said, of course I'll take the window. Of course, I always said she could have led with that one. So remaining calm is the most important thing you can do. First of all, once you miss your plane or a train, and especially if you're on an agenda, the time starts ticking immediately. So the angrier you are, the less you're going to be able to get accomplished because you're not going to be thinking straight. So you need to take deep breaths, try to remain calm. The second is keep an open mind. Most people get locked in on their mode of transportation. I'm going to give you my story. I once was going from London to Paris. We were put in the wrong line and unfortunately missed our train. So therefore it was not our fault. It was very tempting to yell and scream like the other people that were yelling and screaming that were put into the same predicament. Now, while everybody else was yelling and screaming, I took a couple deep breaths and I said, all right, let's try to figure out how to get us there because the next train would not be leaving for 2 days. Why 2 days? Because Paris was on strike and all of the trains that were going out were already full. So while everybody else was standing at the counter screaming and my friend that I was traveling with started looking for flights, I actually had a moment of clarity because the trains don't only go from London to Paris. They go from London to Brussels. They go from London to Amsterdam. And those two locations are less than 3 hours away from Paris. So instead of being locked in on having to get to Paris, I just wanted to get to the continent of Europe and then I could find my way to Paris. Well, turns out in about an hour, there was a flight going to another location 45 minutes outside of Paris that was accessible by the subway. Of course, I had them put us on it. So again, I remained calm. I removed that laser focus of needing to get to Paris, and I came up with another solution. We actually got the last 2 seats on that train, so a good thing I got calm fast because otherwise they may have been gone sooner. By the way, turns out that train was to Euro Disney. So I can honestly say I've been to Euro Disney. But of course, and last but not least, this is kind of like for trip disaster prep, but you always should have some funds available in case something like this happens. Now, even though it wasn't our fault we were put in the wrong line, they were not giving us a refund, which means we had to get ourselves to Paris. But luckily, we had planned ahead for that. Now, the tickets I got, they weren't cheap. In fact, they were like, I want to say $200 per person. But you know what? We got to where we were going and it didn't matter. So always make sure you have like a credit card in reserve that you can use in case there's a disaster that happens. Because the truth is this, had we not had that cash back up, we might not have gotten to Paris. So those are the 3 things. Keep calm, think outside the box, and always have backup cash just in case things go wrong. Now, if you're doing those things and it's not working and you've gone through a travel agent, give them a call. Hopefully you've got a travel agent that can help you out. That's another one of the reasons on a long list of reasons why using a travel agent is actually a really smart move, especially if you're taking a trip that has multiple destinations. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you did find it useful and you enjoyed it, please like this video, as well as don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're trying to get a hold of me, you can either comment below or you can find me on any of the social media channels out there. I am Tipsy Travel Gal. Also, you can go to my website, tipsytravelgal.com. At the very top and to the right, there is a contact me link that will take you to a page where you can send me an email. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a great day. And until the next time, bye. Thank you.